Attention shifts to the Stephen Keshi Stadium in Asaba, Delta State, as Super Eagles of Nigeria take on Zimbabwe in an international friendly this Saturday. Today, welcome. This is a very beautiful morning. I welcome you very much to the show, HotSports. It's the longest running independent sports show on Nigerian television, and it gives us great delight to have you join us. That feel that we know that you are there with us all the way over the years like never before gives us so much joy and delight. My name is Babajide Guerrero, and in the studios with me this beautiful Saturday morning is making a return, by the way, to the show. How are you, man?
I'm fine. Good morning, Babajide. Good morning to the viewers. It's good to be back, and it's been a while. I did a little bit of Pep Guardiola. Of the seat for a while, but I'm back now.
Of course, returning from a brief hiatus, and of course, this man hasn't taken a break. He's been on from the day he made his debut. Deji Razak, how are you? Good morning, my brother.
Good morning, Babajide. So excited to be here.
Yeah, as usual. But gentlemen, before we go into everything, let's just prep up the viewers what we have on the 7 today. Eagles will play Zimbabwe in Asaba, of course. France 2019 started yesterday. The Female World Cup. Nigeria will be playing today. Anthony Joshua losing his IBF, WBA, and WBO titles, and there's a news breaking out and still unraveling now. Ahmad, the president of CAF, in deep trouble. We'll tell you all that right after this break. You don't want to miss what is on the 7 this beautiful morning. Go nowhere, not, because we'll be right back.
One Football Confederation, 24 teams, 6 stadiums, 4 cities, 504 African stars, 1 trophy. The Africa Cup of Nations Egypt 2019 comes alive from June 21 with the showpiece final on July 19, 2019. Watch the 52 matches of the tournament live on Africa's biggest and largest television network, NTA, in partnership with HotSports. Be part of the biggest soccer fiesta in the African continent as the Super Eagles go on a bold mission to clinch the prestigious title for the 4th time, to the excitement of millions of fans across the length and breadth of Nigeria. Nigeria's premier sports production and marketing group, HotSports, partners with the biggest, the largest, and the #1 television network in Africa, the NTA, to give Nigerians a memorable viewing experience. Boost fan support for the Super Eagles to glory in Egypt. For inquiries, please contact Abubakar on 0803-331-0175 and Felix on 0803-308-2375. NTA, you can't beat the rich.
If I say to you now that we are not under pressure, that means I'm lying. If you go into any tournament, any team that wants to do well, you will definitely feel the pressure. Especially when people are counting you as one of the favorites, you start to feel the pressure. And it's all about how well we deal with the pressure. And I think we have a very experienced coach and some experienced players that will have to, calm this pressure to make sure that we don't get too pressurized. We know exactly what we have to do. We have to do our job. We have to train well, be fit, like I said, and pressure is always there. It's part of the game. That's what we do week in, week out. If you don't like the pressure, then you don't play football.
And we are back. Thank you very much for joining. Still, Eagles will play Zimbabwe. Gentlemen, one of the things that Kenneth Roy, the coach, has come out to say, Deji, is that the likes of Leon Balogun, the likes of Kelechi Iheanacho, that didn't really feature well for their club side, would get a prominent role in this particular game. Sounds good in a way, yeah?
Well, it depends on what you call and consider good. Again, if you consider the fact that these are probably the best of the lots, so definitely we should play them. But the reality is, at international level, at the highest level, that's why we always feel at this World Cup. You don't play players who are not playing for their clubs. Obviously, they're not match fit. They're not even in the right space. We should put people who have had games, who have built that momentum. And we don't have that. Our best players don't even play.
Very interesting. And your thoughts?
Well, I will go with him because he's right. If you know these are not the guys that are going to play in the competition, so why are you using them from the training? Why are you using them for the friendly against Zimbabwe?
But I mean, that's the idea of a friendly, yeah?
Yeah, but I get friendly because you're trying to know your team right now. The national team is different from the club team because everybody's just coming back from the season. So let's try and get your plan. But what do I know? Gerard Roy is the manager, and I'm tired of always going back on all this back and forth. But like I said, good luck to the Eagles in the AFCON. So we hope to see we get the best out of this team.
Of course. Well, some people are saying that why choose Delta Asaba? It's kind of raining. I mean, we saw them training that very, very heavy downpour, which is good for conditioning. But then again, when you consider the fact that the Nations Cup will be played in Egypt, and that's quite a very, very hot region right there. A lot of people are saying why they need to get acclimatized. But hey, we wish the Super Eagles of Nigeria the very best against Zimbabwe, and of course, even when they get in there to AFCON. Of course, briefly we go to the France 2019. Would also like to wish Super Falcons as they hoist the flag of Nigeria as they commence the France 2019 campaign. Do you want to set any target? Let me start with you, any target. We know Super Falcons would always boss the African scene, but they're yet to really break out,
Well,
on the World Cup level.
in reality, poor preparations and poor funding for our football, I think a quarter-final is not that bad for our girls, because at the women level internationally, it's a different ball game entirely. So when you look at the way soccer is being played over there, it's not about to just say, okay, luck, or let's say, oh, God will help us get there. It's hard work that gets you to those places. But the girls, personally, they're hard workers. Personally, I give it to all of them.
We'll be cheering for the Super Falcons as they take on Norway today, 8 p.m. Nigerian time, at the Stade Augusta de Lune the 2nd in Reims. They will play during the week on 12th June. They'll be playing against Korea at the Stade de la Paix in Grenoble. And meanwhile, their last game in the group stage will be against host nation France on Monday at the Stade de la Route de Lorient, aka the Horizon Park in Rennes in France. We're wishing them all the very, very best. It's so difficult to understand the kind of emotions that sports bring. 1 minute you're happy, the next minute you're sad. Well, happiness was the tale for Liverpool fans at the Wanda Metropolitano, the home of Atletico Madrid in Spain, when they defeated Tottenham Hotspur, their English neighbor, 2-0. Goals scored by Divock Origi in the second half, and of course the first half penalty, one of the fastest goals in the history of the Champions League, Mohamed Salah. But yeah, congratulations as well to Andy Ruiz. Yes, we slept as Nigerians having a champion, our own Anthony Joshua. That's the appellation that really comes every time. But unfortunately, Andy Ruiz, Mexican-born, first ever Mexican-born heavyweight champion, now defeated Anthony Joshua, the 7th round. IBF, WBA, WBO belts taken away, stolen away in broad daylight by Andy Ruiz. You did not see that.
Ruiz, my man, the destroyer.
Oh, now he's a destroyer.
Ruiz, my man, the destroyer.
Hey, that's champions have a lot of friends.
Yeah. That's.
You see me looking at you.
Yeah, that's Ruiz, my man.
He's your man now.
They did it for the pot belly squad.
And the speaker bag gang.
But actually, it was shocking. Nobody saw it coming. Because we expected. I think even Joshua expected it was a one-way fight. He would win it, and next thing you know, he lost the fight. And people keep saying, "Oh, maybe Joshua took it for granted, or maybe it was the Drake curse." Because Joshua was ready on Instagram, and I was like, "Okay, I'm going to break the Drake curse." And we all know what the Drake curse means. If you take a picture with Drake, it doesn't come out well. Yeah. But it's shocking, Congrats to Ruiz. This is like a dream come true for him. It's a fairy tale story for him to have done that. But the one stat nobody really looked at that we saw was that Ruiz has won more than 100 fights. Nobody followed him. That's just the thing about popularity. Sometimes they are the guys underground are good, but really don't have that limelight to blow. And absolutely. I'm so happy for Ruiz.
The honest truth is, I feel like AJ has been going very easy. You need those bumps in life to actually make you understand that the road is not always smooth.
There's a story making rounds at this time that Ahmad Ahmed, the CAF president, was reportedly arrested sometimes during the course of the week on Thursday for financial and tax allegations. Of course, as we speak, the Nigerian Football Federation's president, Ahmad Jupinik, being the first vice president of CAF, is now the acting president while the investigation are concluded. Well, Ahmad was arrested due to allegations of corruption and financial misappropriation involving a French company called the Tactical Steel. Whoa, gentlemen, well, according to the CAF bylaws, Pinnickers, what now? He is the first vice president, and he will assume his office for the transitional period of 4 months. And then going forward, there will be an elective extraordinary meeting that would see how this will be done. This is not what you want for African football, especially when it's a Nations Cup here. The attention of the world has shifted to Africa for this kind of Mondial. You have a feel that this is really bad for African football.
Yeah, it's bad. And like you said, especially it's the Nations Cup here, and this is a bad publicity that we don't need right now. So it's really, really sad.
This corruption is not a CAF problem. It's a sports problem. The whole of the last 3 years, FIFA has been under investigation. Sepp Blatter was arrested and he has been tried and found guilty and even removed. Jack Warner of the US. So it's not. We don't have ownership on corruption in football. Unfortunately, it's Africa's turn.
This issue has, again, I say, it has nothing to do with CAF here, but what the gentlemen are also trying to establish is that if one person is responsible and that person holds a seat, a prominent seat in football institution, that means it casts a shadow on integrity. So that's what the House agrees on, at this particular time. So we would sit back and see how this particular issue unfolds, and we hope that issues like this will definitely not be there for our football. Yeah, I'm interested to see how this one ends. The Flying Eagles of Nigeria didn't give a good account of themselves. They didn't even fly. At the tournament. The gentlemen are here laughing in the studio, but that's just the truth now. They had difficulties, putting it together at the tournament in Poland. But the tournament is still very much ongoing. They are not to participate anymore as they've been ousted by Senegal. But unfortunately, they are saying, no way, we are not leaving. We are here. We die here, literally, and if at all we do not receive promised payment, which is $5,000 for every game paid, of course, which is what they were promised by the NFF. And gentlemen, these lads are saying, we are not coming back home. They're supposed to touch down in Abuja during the course of the week, but as we speak, they're still trying to fine-tune everything about their movement. I see you laughing. It's quite sarcastic and mean. I'm not coming to you right now, but DG, please, what's your thoughts?
Well, in all honesty, I don't think we've earned the right to blame them. We've consistently shown that we are incapable of being honest. This is not the first time that we've had stuff like this where they will go and then come back and then they will start to scream. And the problem is once they get back into the country, everything works against them. The press, the media, everybody is pro-NFF. So nobody's going to speak out and say, pay them. And right now, these boys know this is their best shot. That is, they're in Poland. You cannot bring them back unless you pay them. And it's a major scandal. The biggest problem is this. It shows the lack of commitment to the jersey, shows the lack of commitment to the country. It shows why they would lose in the first place, because these boys were only playing for their pockets. Yeah,
in a way, this is another angle entirely. Does that mean that if at all, yes, we understand that they are fighting, they have mouths to feed, they have to get money for their value and all, but is that what it means here?
Yeah, but I think this is not the way to go. I'm laughing because I didn't expect, because first of all, I think the NFF tried because I think they overpaid for the hotel.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be sarcastic about it, but you understand, that's why they can still stay. Their visas and their hotel is still running. If not, the Polish government would have shipped them back to Nigeria. But this is not a way to go about it. And it's happening too much. Remember the Olympic, Mikel had to sort out some of the bills because people were like, okay, we're not going. Yes, I'm not saying anybody should play for free. I'm not saying it, but something we need to do is we need to manage situations. What they are doing now is the next under-20 team that is going to come in after them we might even go through a watch route and might go to the airport over there and scatter it and say, oh, I've not been paid. You're not in your country. If they're owing in Nigeria, they're not owing in Poland. Yes, you went to Poland to do a job. Yeah. So it's just like our boss now sends us to go and cover the Nations Cup. Then because we've not received money, but we know our boss will never owe us. But I'm just giving a scenario. Yeah. So why do I have to say, okay, I'm staying in Egypt?
Back.
You shouldn't do that.
The thing is, they are holding the country to ransom because they can. And unfortunately, if you look at the precedents of what's been happening over the last couple of weeks, who would blame them?
Yeah, it's right there in the public glare. The Flying Eagles are refusing to return home unless their monies are paid. Well, we'll go for a quick break that takes us to the topic this morning. This morning, we're looking at the Flying Eagles still. So what we're asking as regards the Flying Eagles is their failure at the Under-20 World Cup. Is it due to lack of youth structure or technical deficiency on the part of the coaching crew? I'll stick around and see what these gentlemen feel. First up, coming up, will be their thesis statement.
Well, it's due to lack of, not just youth structure, I should say, due to lack of our football structure. We have no structure over here. So that is why definitely our teams will continue to fail.
Yes, at the end of the day, we're talking about a team that lacks any kind of real quality. It's not... In the past, we've gone with all kinds of players, and we've gone with supposed quality players. This time, I watched the team. Even they struggled to get out of their qualifying group. How were they going to succeed on the international stage?
We're back, gentlemen. Let's just go right into it. DG.
So the reality is, if we had a coach like Guardiola or some quality coach with the quality kind of setup, these players would excel. The reality, these players are technically deficient simply because they don't have anything there. You are asking players to run on fumes. You're asking them, they cannot even pay their allowances. How do you expect these players to give their all? At the end of the day, if the players have what they need in terms of technical competence, they would excel.
From the backroom staff, though?
From everywhere.
Okay.
Right now, we are blaming it like as if it's the youth team, it's the lack of the youth players. That's not the problem. These players can win. These players can actually excel. I watched them in the African tournament. They got to the semi-finals. They cooled up. Normally, the African team can win.
Yeah, okay. First of all, now let me. I've been like slow to talk because first of all, it started with Pep Guardiola, which is a very big comparison. You know, you can't just compare and there. You understand?
No, I'm using an example.
Yeah, it's an example.
Again, if we get a textbook,
it's an example.
If we get right kind of
can you
coach,
use like Pep to Stoke City? Pep can't do anything in Stoke City. But let's leave that.
We don't
my
know
own,
this.
my own
Again,
is,
we had Westerhoff.
See,
when we had Westerhoff, who was a very technical coach, the players we had,
the under 20. See, okay, let me give you an example now. If you look at way back the 80s, the 90s, African teams were doing well. Nigeria was doing well in the under 17 tournament, in the under 20. Although they claimed we had overaged players, which
but
is
it's not a lie.
Yeah, it's not a lie because until like in 2009, you know, FIFA intercepted. But now, if you look at what's happening, what I tell you is youth structure is only when there's a tournament, the Nigerian NFF, the team and everybody remembers, oh, under 20, let's go look for who's the hottest now. You know, we've lost now. We should be planning the next under 20. Which squad are we building? We don't build squads over here. Yeah, he said it's technicality. I don't think it's technicality. Look at, let me tell you, do you know why technicality doesn't play a part in football anymore? There was a time in world football, South Americans were dominating. But the way football has changed, Europe, they now, just like you go to school, you learn engineering, you learn that. Europeans, they learn football now. Look at the English squad. They don't have technical players.
But
they
again,
just do the basics.
We still find out that the best players come from those raw environments.
Babaji, see the funniest thing about this. See the funniest thing about this structure.
Those ones that you learn.
See the funniest thing about structure. Do you remember when Switzerland won the tournament? And I told somebody, we were all laughing like 2009, they won it. That Switzerland team, they built those boys. Those boys were playing like from age 10.
So the reality is this. It doesn't matter if the players, every team is as good as the coach that they have. The Barcelona team, as great as they are,
you are calling big team. Nigeria is not a big team.
Nigeria is the giant Nigeria of Africa at the youth level. But for the first time, we are coached by Paul.
That's my man.
I'm struggling with his surname.
That's my man.
That guy cannot coach a little
so who do you want to coach
to win?
See. First of all, now let's ask. We live in an era where to build.
Samson Siasia took a youth team several times.
Okay, now see why you structure. See why you structure is very funny. Look at Georgia Club. Look at Club.
We've always had lemons in Nigeria, but we've made lemonade of these players.
That was because of then. That was then.
What's his name?
So is there a difference now between then and now?
Yes, because now look at 2000 and 2008.
So do we have structure now?
We don't have a structure. That's how I'm explaining
to you.
But
we didn't have structure then.
Yes, because then even most teams in the world they have structure. Look at Borussia Dortmund. Let me give you an example. When did Dortmund play the Champions League final again?
Listen. Everybody was bad. So we're just good of the bad.
The African teams in those under 20 tournaments always plays overage players. Now, younger players then were not as physical as they are now, as they were then. You remember when the likes of Ronaldo started football? They were but now you look at a boy like Rashford at his young age.
Your excuse
see,
is
the
that
training,
we don't have a right
we don't have a structure. No, first of all, my
what you're
excuse
saying
is
is that this team would have been great.
Babajide,
I mean, Paul would have excelled if they had not
wait.
of overage players.
No,
I
that's
beg
not
to
what I'm
disagree.
saying. You are debating on what I'm saying. What I'm saying is has to do with structure. No, see, no,
to make chances.
You are not getting about that play.
See, at the end of the day, football is 11 versus 11.
Deji, this is not about what our argument is. This
it's just 11 versus 11.
Do you know what the Mali versus Argentina game?
Yeah.
If you watch that game, you see one thing that stood for the Malians was that they had that physicality, they had that stamina.
Now, one explain to you.
Now, what
you need to tell me how the structure.
Now, let me explain to you. Let me explain to you.
Because
let me explain to you. Wait. You said I should tell you, but you're not letting me talk. Let me explain to you and talk to the viewers. Now, in the past, anything could go for Nigeria. Now teams are building. Switzerland is building. Belgium is building. In 2010, the World Cup, Barack Obama had a vision. What was his vision? He said by 2026, he hopes the United States of America would get to the World Cup semi-final. He didn't say they will win it. Just imagine that vision. That was how many years ago? Look at where we are now. USA have a player we call Pulisic. There was a structure that has brought out the player. Nigeria under 20 doesn't bring out a very young player. You just have that one player that knows somebody who knows somebody. He gets to that squad. Now, we talk about structure. Borussia Dortmund in 2012-2013 built a football theater of 5 million euros to train their players on speed. Do you look at the way football is being played now? Everybody, just imagine you spend 5 million euros to train your players on speed.
At the end of the day, football is 11 versus 11.
11, they are spending money. That's why Man City has a facility. Man City has a facility of 20 million pounds.
Nigeria lost to Senegal.
Yes.
Senegal does not have the structure. At the end of the day, they were coached by somebody who cannot win even if he's spending on it.
You cannot give a goat the job of a cow. You cannot do that.
Point.
No, exactly your point. So,
Paul,
you are expecting
Gentlemen, you cannot win.
You cannot expect Nigeria.
Paul, had you given in charge of Argentina,
so who should be the Nigerian coach? Okay, who should be the Nigerian coach?
That's the job for the NFL.
That is what we are talking about structure. That is what we are talking about structure.
Coach, if you look at the training section, one might be thinking they are playing a football match. 2 players will be out of this team in question. But it seems that everybody is giving in their best. Your take, my opinion.
You know that everybody wants to come to Egypt. And we have still 2 players to drop. So the competition is open and everybody wants to be in the 23. But it will be very difficult for me and for my staff to choose the 23 players because everybody is doing so well.
Wow, what a show. What a remarkable show today. Back and forth here and there as Deji, of course, went against, in today's topic, which was whether or not the problem at the under 20 out there for the Flying Eagles was laid on the youth structure, the lack of youth structure, or the deficiency by the technical team. Well, here is my final whistle. First of all, we want to say thank you to this gentleman for giving that thought. Very, very well said. But I think well and strongly as well that if we put the right things in place, if we put the right people in charge, we'll get the desired results. And I think that just simply puts it for me. Okay, so we need you to send your text message to the number on your screen. Please do not call us. Send a text instead, as well as going to comment on our YouTube page at HotSports NG. It's right there on your screen. That's the YouTube channel at HotSports NG. Gentlemen, thank you. What a Saturday morning. Thank you so very much. We look like if you're going for a party. So where's the party here today?
Well, for me, it's Saturday.
Okay.
Saturdays are for wedding. So.
Oh, Saturdays are for wedding. That's a man who's going somewhere from this place. Where you headed?
The Nations Cup is coming soon, so I'm going to do my preparations for it.
You do Nations Cup on the Saturday morning?
Yes, I have to go and write up things, you know, so that they won't be here having me that day. So I have to go and put the structure right in place, for the.
So that we don't have issues with
so that we don't have issues in the future, I need to go and do my
to put structure in place.
Understand? Yes. I don't want to say it, but
yes, structures in place.
Yes.
All right, guys, please do well to also put structure in your place so that you can get the desired results. We'll leave now. I will thank you very much for joining us, and I will see you again next week Saturday. Remember, it's countdown to the Nations Cup, and it's all happening live. The 52 games, all of it will be beamed live via this particular portal during the course of the Nations Cup. Of course, you've been seeing the ads, and there on NTA, we will keep you abreast with every form of information, top live analysis of the Nations Cup happening right there in Egypt. My name is Babajide Guerrero, and we will see you again next week Saturday. Till then, take care of yourself and look after each other. Bye for now.